And our top focus at 7 p.m. today. During the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, West Bengal redefined poll violence, with clashes between the Trinamool and the Bharatiya Janata Party workers being reported in all 7 phases. Now, the elections may have concluded, but the bloodbath unfortunately hasn't. Over the weekend, Bengal witnessed tensions after workers of both political parties lost their lives in brutal attacks. Amidst all the chaos, the Bengal governor today met the Prime Minister and the Home Minister Amit Shah. Something which prompted Mamata, the Chief Minister of Bengal, to allege yet another conspiracy of a secret plot to remove the state government in West Bengal.
You see, when Prime Minister took oath on 30th of May, I could not personally congratulate him. So it was the case with Home Minister. Therefore, I had sought time from him so that I can personally congratulate him. I had sought time on 9th or 10th or 14th or 15th. And then he gave me time today. And I went to him, I extended my greetings and wished him well for the second term as Prime Minister. So is the case with Amit Shah, because I wished him well. I extended my greetings. And I just gave a brief information about the situation in West Bengal.
How was the first meeting with Home Minister Amit Shah? पहले अध्यक्ष थे.
Yes, तो ठीक है, वो तो I knew him from before, इसलिए कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है.
Or you have submitted
nothing special, except that I told him that one incident took place on 8th.
Did you convey him that you are upset with the law and order situation in Bengal, sir?
I have already expressed my concern about the law and order situation in West Bengal, and I had appealed to the people day before yesterday to maintain peace and to maintain peace.
Is there a shadow of precedence rule in Bengal, sir? Many are.
I don't know. This is not my jurisdiction.
And my last question to you, sir: what is the message for the people of Bengal, sir?
They should maintain peace. They should maintain law and order. West Bengal should be known as a state where peace prevails. And I hope that they will listen to my advice. And all the persons belonging to any party and not even impartial person, they should help try and restore the peace.
Are you going to call Mamata Banerjee, the Congress party chief, left, BJP, for an all-party meeting to settle things? Because
I do propose.
You propose. And are you going to talk to Mamata Didi?
She will come there in the meeting. If I call, I'll take a final decision today.
Meanwhile, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has warned the BJP and said she will not spare anyone who tries to topple the Trinamool government in the state. She also warned the BJP of turning Bengal into Gujarat.
আমরা লক্ষ্য রাখছি এটাকে আমরা স্ট্রংলি হ্যান্ডেল করব বেঙ্গল গুজরাট নয় মনে রাখবেন ইউপিতে আফটার ইলেকশন 25 জন যাদব মার্ডার হয়েছে বাচ্চারা রোজ মার্ডার হচ্ছে আমরা এটা চাই না
All the left parties have slammed the Governor Kesinath Tripathi and opposed his move to submit a report on the violence to the Home Minister Amit Shah. The Congress has lashed out at the TMC government in the state.
लेकिन ये सत्तारूढ़ पार्टी को देखना है कि वहां पुलिस निष्पक्ष हो. अगर बंगाल के पुलिस को एक रात एक दिन ये कहे जाए कि आप खुले हाथ काम करो, सारे दहशतगर्द सारे हिंसा बंद हो जाएगी, क्योंकि सारे सरकार की इशारे पे काम होते हैं वहां. और ये जो केंद्र की सरकार वो भी यहाँ एडवाइजरी ही जारी करेगी, उसके बाद कोई करेगा ये मुझे नहीं लगता.
Let us see what the report says, but the governor normally should give that report to the President of India, not to the ministers. We have been opposed to Article 356 right from our inception. We have our position is there, but what is the concrete situation? What is the report? On what basis are they deciding?
Joining us tonight on The Nation Wants to Know, Chandra Bose, leader of the BJP, joins us from Kolkata. Suranjan Das Gupta is a senior advocate, also joining us from Kolkata. And Ashutosh Mishra completes the panel. He's a senior journalist and political analyst. He joins us from Delhi. Thank you all for being with us. Let me start with Chandra Bose. Mr. Bose, things have gone from bad to worse in West Bengal in terms of political violence, in terms of the law and order situation. The central government has every right to be concerned. The advisory by the MHA was worded very sharply, and why shouldn't it be? On the other hand, you have Mamata Banerjee and leaders of the TMC who say that this is a secret plot, a ploy to destabilize the government, to topple the government. Is that just a politically insecure government in the TMC which is losing ground politically in West Bengal, trying to lash out to the centre?
You see, the recently concluded Lok Sabha elections in West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee has lost the political mandate. Therefore, she has unleashed a reign of terror across the state. You see, I blame the leadership. Today, Trinamool Congress activists, Trinamool Congress goons are attacking Bharatiya Janata Party workers and activists. Just a couple of hours back, the third person who was murdered in Howrah, just adjacent to Kolkata city, we have just got to hear the news. When will these murders stop? That is the question. See, today Mamata Banerjee also happens to be the Home Minister, the Police Minister of West Bengal. But she has lost control over governance, over the police. There is absolute mayhem across the state of Bengal.
So you're saying that the MHA is absolutely justified.
The Bharatiya Janata Party is encouraging violence.
Right.
Why should we?
Okay, I'll get to the political blame game in just a bit here, but I want to ask Mr. Dasgupta.
Why should we encourage violence?
Yes, no, I get it. I'll get to the political rhetoric part of it in just a bit here, but on purely, Mr. Dasgupta, purely on the issue of the MHA sending the advisory, asking for a report, on the governor meeting the Home Minister, apprising him of the situation, also the fact that the governor wants now to call for an all-party meeting in an effort to at least get all political parties on board to try and stop the violence, at least if not stop the violence, to get to the bottom of what is causing all this lawlessness. Why is Mamata Banerjee immediately jumping to conclusions and suggesting there's a political ploy or a conspiracy to destabilize the government, to topple the government? The MHA, after all, is well within its purview to keep a close eye on law and order situations in every state in the country, not just Bengal.
The fact remains that, Mamata Banerjee having a thumping majority in the last election, naturally she's been undermined by the series of, defeats in this Lok Sabha, and the level of confidence definitely has waned out in the Trinamool Congress party. So that's the reason, she is under tremendous, mental pressure, because her party man, according to her, has let her down because of the intra-party squabbles and the intra-party frictions inside. And besides, the BJP has come as a reckoning threat to her. So the reason is that she wants that when the governor wants to call for an all-party meeting, it's a very positive mental attitude from the governor.
So you do agree and you do admit
the Home Ministry.
Right,
this
Mr.
should all come into place.
In short, you do admit and agree that there is a certain nervousness about the kind of statements that Mamata Banerjee has made, or senior TMC leadership, party leaders have made with regards to the MHA's concern, their interest in the matter, and the fact that the governor met the PM and the Home Minister today. Of course, it doesn't really help that there is talk in the air of a possibility of Article 356 being used, President's rule being used. But you do admit that there is a lot of mental pressure on Mamata Banerjee because of her political losses.
Yes, definitely yes. The reason is very simple, because we all know it's a one-man army, because the Trinamool Supremo is one and the only person who has made this party come to power in Bengal. There's no doubt about it. But the others lack their credibility as far as Mamata is concerned.
Okay.
And you have heard in many TV channels and even in press conference, Mamata has rebuked them that you should come and put your heads together and work.
No, absolutely. So let me take the issue of law and order and governance now back to Mr. Ashutosh Mishra. Mr. Mishra, ultimately, as Mr. Bose was pointing out, the Home Minister of the state is also the Chief Minister of the state. The Home Department comes under her. And if there are allegations, not just by the BJP leaders and cadres and workers, of the police in certain cases turning a blind eye to violence that has been perpetrated by allegedly TMC cadres and workers, then clearly some part of the blame, if not the entirety of the blame, must lay at the door of the Home Minister / Chief Minister. That's Mamata Banerjee herself. Why is Mamata Banerjee lashing out at every attempt, any attempt, to at least try and get a grip, a handle really, on the lawlessness in the state, on the utter sheer violence really, which is brutal in nature in the state?
There are 2 points I want to make, Athar. First of all, when you started the program, there was this bite from Mamata Banerjee about the Gujarat model. And in fact, Mamata Banerjee has been implementing the same sort of model in West Bengal, where she has tried to wipe out her opposition, which earlier was Congress and Communist Party, through brute power. Now many of her people like Arjun Singh, they have jumped ship and gone to BJP, and she knows that the master of this sort of game is BJP, so she feels threatened. In case of BJP, it's a head I win, tails you lose case, because first of all they create the law and order problem. They're taking out all those Vijay rallies despite the ban.
But that's not the
They're
cause
trying
of
to
it,
take
Mr.
those
Mishra. Let's
dead
be
bodies
honest
to
today.
Kolkata.
If you go by stats, during the Panchayat poll itself, the Panchayat poll that was held before the Lok Sabha polls, around 100 BJP workers were killed, hacked to death, brutally murdered. Now, are you suggesting the BJP, by calling them the mastermind of the violence, are killing their own people?
So, but what I said earlier, Athar, that she was implementing the same model that was which she was accusing of violence. That is the Gujarat model, where you sort of finish off your opponent, so using your state power. And as you pointed out, there have been so many deaths, and in fact she was pulled up by the Supreme Court also there. Now she is afraid that now that Amit Shah has come, and he is the sort of Chanakya for BJP, she will be outsmarted. And Amit Shah is in charge of Home Ministry also, and her love-hate relationship with the governor is well known. I mean, this is the same governor who during the election said that the chief secretary doesn't come and report to me when I ask him to. That's where the fear is. Now, because for any violence to take place, there are two sides always.
Okay.
To say that only TMC is to be blamed, I don't think that would be right also. Because,
no, agree. That's a fair point. That's a fair. But Mr. Bose, having conceded that point to Mr. Mishra, that it takes two to tango really. There's not violence from one side. TMC workers have also been killed, brutally hacked to death, brutally murdered as well. And the finger invariably points to the BJP, which is really the power or the power center, really the party in the ascendancy in Bengal. But having said that, governance, law and order still is a state subject, and if there is violence in any state, the Chief Minister ultimately should be responsible. The buck must stop at the Chief Minister's door, since the Chief Minister is the elected representative of the people and the elected leader of the House there as well. Now, would you say, answered both questions, that it takes two to tango, violence is not one-sided, BJP has also retaliated, allegedly, as the TMC said, in killing the TMC cadres as brutally as BJP cadres have been killed over the past few months here, and the second part as well, Mr. Bose, that ultimately the governor meeting the Home Minister and talk of President's rule is making Mamata Banerjee even more nervous. Should we then expect another lashing out, so to say, which would manifest itself in more violence? Should we fear that?
You see, Mamata Banerjee could never really evolve from an opposition leader, from a political mode to a chief minister. You see, the responsibility of the chief minister of West Bengal is to protect all people, irrespective of party affiliation. It is not they and us. It is us. We are political opponents, but we are not likely to be killed by the Trinamool Congress. Now, the other issue is, certainly, we don't encourage any sort of violence, and definitely not political violence. But it seems that the Trinamool Congress has no other option left, because politically they are being defeated in Bengal. Politically they are becoming insecure. They are losing the mettle that they have had. They are getting no support on the ground from people of West Bengal. So that is why they are resorting to violence. Certainly we need to protect ourselves. If we are attacked, we would obviously react. So there is a little fight, there is an interaction, there could be, hurt inflicted on either side. But we don't encourage violence at all. But the responsibility to maintain law and order, to maintain peace in West Bengal, rests with the Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee,
fair enough.
who happens
As
to
we
be the Home
speak
Minister
today,
as well.
the
And
violence
the other thing
continues.
is, he must be responsible for all. For all.
Yes, absolutely. Anyone who's being killed, doesn't matter which party they belong to,
like
ultimately.
the proverbial wolf
Yeah.
eating the sheep.
Yeah.
As I was saying, that like the proverbial wolf eating the sheep, Mamata Banerjee is going to end up like that, because BJP will first create law and order problem, then it will say that law and order is a state subject, then it will blame Mamata Banerjee.
That's a big charge. I would like Mr. Bose to respond after the break. It's a big charge. It's a big charge. I'll come to that in just a bit. Please stay with us. Mr. Mishra, Mr. Das Gupta, Mr. Bose, I want you to stay with us. We'll take a very short break right now. When we come back, we'll discuss what Mr. Mishra has just said, that the BJP itself creates the law and order problem, and he also alleges that after the law and order becomes an issue, it gives the BJP and the central government a handle really to beat the state government in West Bengal with that stick and then try and plot its demise. That's a big charge you made, Mr. Mishra. I'll ask Mr. Bose to comment on it after the break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Breaking news coming in right now. The ED has summoned NCP leader and former Civil Aviation Minister Praful Patel yet again. We understand that he is cooperating as far as the questioning is concerned with the ED, but he's been summoned again after he did in fact appear before the ED today. We'll go across to my colleague Bhavtosh Singh, who will be joining us in a couple of seconds. He's passed through in fact. Bhavtosh, what are we picking up right now? He did show up in front of the ED today. He's been summoned again.
Yes, Atar. In fact, he was questioned for nearly 8 hours, but since aviation scam covers a period of nearly 3 years, starting from 2008 till 2011, there's some question that could not be completed because the statement is being recorded under PMLA. Sometimes he's been asked to write the answers on his own, and that's a time-consuming process. And it's been decided that he will again be called in for questioning. You were right. He has said that he has cooperated a bit. He has, in fact, admitted that he knew Deepak Talwar.
All right, we'll leave it there for the moment. We're getting more breaking news. Meanwhile, coming in on the corruption or the anti-corruption front, I beg your pardon, the Modi government is cracking down on 11 officers who've been sent on forced retirement. This is news just coming in, big news coming in right now. Megha Prasad joins us now for more on this. Megha, I believe a majority of these 11 are top tax officers. What are the details?
Well, yes, Athar, you're right. These are income tax officers of various different batches. For example, there is Ashok Agarwal, who's from 1985 batch. There's S.K. Srivastava from 1989 batches. And they are, these officers are actually facing grave charges. For example, a certain officer is facing sexual harassment charge. Somebody is facing a corruption charge. And they've been there. The cases have been going on for quite some time. So what is happening, in fact, this is unusual because honestly, these kind of cases just drag on forever. But what has today is, surprised a lot of people is that forced retirement has been given to these officers. So they will no longer continue to be a part of the government, especially because these cases have been going on and perhaps too long. A time has been passed and these people have been, in a way you would say that they've now been asked to leave the job. So these are people belonging to several different batches of the income tax and, of course, facing different kind of charges. The order has just come and it has now been, of course, now in public domain. Now it's been made it, these are the, okay. So this is the information that we have at this point in time. Perhaps more would come on.
All right, we'll leave it there for the time being. From what I can tell, Megha, it's a very extensive list of very senior officers, and you're right, multiple cases against them ranging from sexual harassment to corruption and on and on. So big crackdown on officers that are now perhaps deemed by the Modi government as not suitable to continue in office given the seniority of their posts. Thank you, Megha Prasad, for joining us with the details. We'll take a very short break right now. More up ahead. Stay tuned.